Welcome to Smart Roots. We will be starting with business studies for class 12, chapter 1, Nature and Significance of Management. Before going into the chapter, let me give you a brief idea about how we're going to take this forward. We will take the subject in the form of building a business with infographic depiction to help understand the subject better. Also, this way of depiction helps remember all the key points with ease, just like how our favorite movie can stay in our minds for decades. To further help preparing, Smart Roots has also prepared handwritten notes for this chapter, which can be downloaded from the description box below. Do subscribe and stay tuned to Smart Roots for more updates. So let's get started. Miss Jo is a food blogger and she wants to set up her own restaurant. Yes, we're going to help her build her business and also understand our subject. Jo researches and finds that Annie's restaurant is the most successful business. So she plans to visit the restaurant to learn about the factors that make it a successful venture. So Jo is now going to visit Annie's restaurant. Let's see what happens. Jo was given a warm welcome. She was assigned table based on her booking. This shows the restaurant is well planned and organized. There were adequate staffs for managing online orders, serving customers, cleaning tables, and managers for day-to-day cash management of the restaurant. Staffs were also given proper training and were thorough with the menu. There was clear delegation of authority and responsibility. Restaurant was well directed and customers received individual attention. Last but not least, food was served hot and on time. Jo was an extremely satisfied customer of Annie's restaurant. She also learned how a well-managed organization should be. So, from Jo's experience, we can say Annie's restaurant was well planned, adequately staffed, organized, directed, and controlled. All this together can be called as a process or functions of management for getting things done effectively and efficiently. The staff were effective by serving hot food. They were also efficient as it was served quick. This helped them to serve more customers. If food was not served on time, the staff will still be effective for serving hot food, however inefficient. So effectiveness is achieving the end goal. However, efficiency is achieving the end goal with minimum cost. So now we can conclude that process for achieving goals effectively and efficiently is called management. Let's discuss general characteristics of management. Any organization has a reason to exist, either to achieve profit or to serve society. So, management helps the organization to achieve goals. So, the first characteristic is that management is goal oriented. Any business with profit motive or non-profit motive needs management. So, the second characteristic is that management is pervasive. It applies to all organizations. Management is multidimensional. Management not only helps organization to achieve goals but also provides a pathway to achieve it. For example, it formulates budget, it delegates authority and responsibility. This dimension can be called as management of work. Management motivates the employee to achieve group goals and also satisfies their individual needs and desires. So this can be called as management of people. Management also enables organization to have highest efficiency in converting inputs to the desired outputs and thereby maximize profits. So this can be called as management of operations. All these give the characteristic that management is multidimensional. Management also helps organization to cope up with the changes in environment, be it a political change or be it a change in trend or technology. So another characteristic is that management is dynamic in nature. Management is intangible. We cannot see it, however, the presence can be felt. So another characteristic is that management is intangible. Management should be practiced day in and out for any organization to be successful. So, the next characteristic is that management is a continuous activity. Management should be practiced as a group to achieve the objectives of the organization. So, management is a group activity. Now, let's summarize the characteristics of management. It's goal oriented, pervasive, multidimensional, dynamic, intangible, continuous, and group activity. Now, let's understand how management played an important role in the success of Annie's restaurant. Annie's restaurant was able to give maximum customer satisfaction, which increased profits of the business. So, a good management will enable organization to achieve goals. Staffs of Annie's restaurant were well trained and efficient by serving food on time, which helped the restaurant to serve more customers. So, a well managed business will increase efficiency and reduce cost. Annie's restaurant was able to cope up with the environmental changes, be it political or change in trends or technology. Well-managed business is dynamic in nature to cope up with the changing environment. Annie's restaurant staff were highly motivated. They were given good incentives, perks, and peer recognition. So a good management helps in achieving personal objectives. Annie's restaurant delivered maximum customer satisfaction and managed its food wastages efficiently. So, a well managed organization also indirectly helps in the development of society. Now, let's look at the objectives of Annie's restaurant. The first objective was to serve good food to its customers, which is needed for its survival. The second motive is to earn profit so that it could cover its cost initially, and also to grow into a successful top-rated venture. All these form the organizational objectives of Annie's restaurant. The restaurant was highly efficient in eliminating food wastages and creating employment opportunities in the society. All these form the social objectives of management. Annie's restaurant had well-motivated staff because of good incentives, perks, and peer recognition. All these form the personal objectives of management. So, who makes up management? They are the managers. They can be top level or middle level or operational level managers. Top level managers are the owners of the restaurant. They formulate policies and strategies and make decisions for the welfare of the restaurant. Then we have the middle level managers who act as a link between the top level and the operational level. So they can be general managers or branch managers. So they interpret policies and strategies of the top level management and motivate the operational level to achieve the goals of organization. So the operational level managers can be the ones who look after the kitchen or the cleaning operations, and they are the ones who are in actual contact with the workforce. So their role is essential to achieve the goals of organization and also to maintain good quality. So these are the various levels of management. Now, having understood what management is, its characteristics and objectives, Joe is now confused if management is an art or science or profession. Let's help her understand it. First, management as art. So, what is art? Art presupposes a theoretical knowledge. For example, music. It needs a theoretical knowledge. And art, it can be customized according to a given specification, and it is based on practice and creativity. However, management is also based on a theoretical knowledge. It is based on theories and principles, and it is customized according to a given situation by the manager, and it is also based on creativity and experience that the manager has gained. So we can say that management is art. Now let's take management as science. Now science is a body of knowledge based on cause and effect relationship, and it is also based on repeated experimentation and has a universal validity. Management, on the other hand, is also a body of knowledge because it's based on certain principles and theories which have been developed over a period of time. It is also based on repeated experimentation, observation, so we can say that it's also similar to science. However, management deals with human beings, so it does not have a universal applicability and it has to be changed according to the given situation. Now let's take management as a profession. So a profession is a well-defined body of knowledge like the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and it has a restricted entry through exams, and it's a professional association where all the professionals will be affiliated to it. It also lays down the ethical code of conduct, and the major motive is to serve the society. Management is also a well defined body of knowledge and it can be acquired in colleges and institutions. Management has no restriction and anyone, irrespective of the qualification, can be appointed. Management also has various associations that has laid down the regulations. However, there is no compulsion that a manager needs to be affiliated to that association. So management, like profession, also indirectly serves the society by helping organization achieve its goals. Joe has now understood that lifeline for any business is a good management.